Hello, today I'll be explaining to you the strings crossing handout that I gave to you earlier. This is really going to help you develop string independence and hand independence, especially in your right hand and your left hand, so bow hand and finger hand. This is really going to make you think on where exactly your bow needs to go and how your fingers are working with your bow. So I'll go ahead and explain it further and play it for you. So, for this first part of the string crossings, it starts off, you're just, right on the first four measures, it starts off, you're only going to be worrying about the D string mainly, because you're just going to be putting open, 1, 3, 4, and then back down, but you're also simultaneously going to the A string. So open, A, E, A, F sharp, A, G. So what I like to think about before you're doing string crossings is stop, set, go. Like imagine you're driving a car and you're at a red light and you gotta stop. And as soon as it hits the green, you're going. So imagine the bow is the car. And right now you're stopped and you're setting. So you're thinking stop, set, go, stop, set, go, stop, set, go, stop, set, go. So every time you're stopping the bow completely, and every time you're setting on the new string or the new note. And as soon as you're ready to go, you just go. So this is going to help you really get used to your arm position and where your fingers need to go. So when you're getting more better at this and getting more comfortable with it, you can bring up the speed. You go. And it's a pretty famous figure that a lot of pieces later, when you might have a chance to play, is like the Bach Suite. There's a pretty good famous part where he goes to really develop that string crossing in those thirds. For the next exercise, you're going to be doing the opposite, but on the A string. So basically, you're just worrying about the A string now. So you're going. And you're going back down from it. So the same thing with that. You want to use the stop, set, and go method. So you're going to go, stop, set, stop, set, stop, set, stop, set, stop, set, stop, set, and so forth. It's also important to remember that you are in the key of D major, so you're going to have F sharp and C sharps with your threes. Now on the next exercise, starting on measure 11, you're going to be doing some little finger twisters, I would say. Basically, I go ahead and put the finger numbers where you're supposed to be. I did make an error though. On the measure 12, the second note, the A, it should have a 0 instead of 1. So you can mark that in your paper. But basically, you just really have to focus on where your fingers are going. Especially right in the first measure, you can get a little tricky. So you just got to think about, okay, I'm starting on the D string. Next, I'm going to the C sharp on the A string. Got to set for the E. And I got to finish on the D. And then you can just only worry about that one measure for that when you're practicing, just till you get it right. No matter how long it takes, just till you get it right. So you're gonna go bring up the speed just a little bit, and then a little faster. And once you get the hang of it, you can move on to the next measure. When you're starting on the F sharp, go into the A, and then 4G on the D string, and then B, and then you can do that a little faster. And you can go back one measure to the beginning of that little exercise, and then start off like this. And then after you get those two measures good, then you move on to the next measure. So basically you're just adding on like little blocks. So you don't want to overwhelm yourself trying to get through the whole exercise. But as long as you're building up slowly, building that pyramid up, you should have a good structure and you won't collapse on you. So on measure 13, you're going to be starting on the E, going to the C sharp, D string to the D, and a high D on the 4 on the A string, and then D. After you get that, you want to add those 4 measures together. Now we move on to the double stops. It may look a little scary at first, but it's not as bad as you think. So basically you're just doing just the scale all the way on the D string to the high G, and then back down, and then you're moving to the A string and doing that scale. But you're playing the open string of the A, or either the open string of the A or the open string of the D. So for the first 2 measures of that exercise, you're just going. So even before doing that, you just want to think about you're going just to up a scale to the high G on your D. So open, open, 1, 3, 4, 3, 1, open. And you're just adding the A. So it's important to figure out where your arm position is to get both strings to come out. And if you're still having a little trouble to get both strings to come out, just play the A. And then slowly just go like this. Together. You don't want to squeeze down on the double stops either. You don't want to press down. It's like playing a regular note, but just 2 strings. So you want to try to get a good sound out of it without pushing down, just pulling like a bow. Like you're pulling your bow, but as an actual bow. You're pulling, and you're going this way, and you're going this way. Measure 17, you're doing pretty much the opposite of what you're doing the 2 measures before. So you're going A, B, E, C sharp, D. So you're going to go. So you can practice that the same exact way as you did before, just doing each note separately. Or you can do the opposite of that. After you get comfortable with doing that, you can add them all 4 measures together. cleared up some things on the string crossings, and also if you have any questions, feel free to text me, email me, and I'll try to help you with some more videos or any more tips that I can think of. Thank you. Have a nice day.